We're so happy that so many of you are here tonight. It was June 1993. I had been declared surplus at my school in Owen Sound, and I was informed by my principal that I had been placed at Derby Public School in Kilsyth. Now, having family friends in Kilsyth, I knew it actually existed. But seriously, there was a school there? Not only that, it was grade 1. I had to teach them how to read. Every grade I had taught before that, they'd already learned that skill. Luckily, when I got here, Mrs. Barfoot was teaching grade 1, and she was my mentor. She reminded me tonight that all of my lessons were one day behind her because I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I can honestly tell you, I was feeling quite uncomfortable and full of trepidation as I accepted this new position. So I put on my big girl teacher pants and I headed out to my new country school. I remember it vividly. I was nearly 30 years old. My son had just turned 2. I had a different surname. I was driving a red Mazda and sporting really big hair. Every outfit I owned had matching shoes, and in the back of my mind, this was only a stop along the way in my career. Soon enough, I would be back teaching in town. Well, here I am, 23 years later, and I have no regrets. Not one. And I think I can speak for everyone on staff that once you arrive at Derby, unless circumstances beyond your control arise, you don't leave. The past 5 years, we have been riding this emotional roller coaster at Derby. You move along in the flat parts of the ride, but suddenly it begins to pick up speed, and soon the climb begins. There have been many steep climbs for us, and with those come the inevitable stomach-dropping moments. Those moments when you are perched on a precipice, looking down, full of anxiety, not knowing what comes next. You are scared, but donning a brave face. The ride flies around. Hairpin turns appear out of nowhere. My page is upside down. You are up and down for what seems an eternity. And the worst part is, everything is out of your control. Then there is this final climb. You go up slowly, dreading what you are facing once you reach the top. After one last breath-holding moment, the spine-tingling, nerve-fraying descent begins. And suddenly, it's over. The ride slows, your stomach settles, your nerves calm, and you begin to breathe again. You move forward, armed with the knowledge that you do not have to return to this ride for another 5 years. You carry on, and life at Derby falls back to normal. You now know it is only a matter of time until the ride is shut down for good, and you are prepared for that. You have 5 years before that moment arrives. It seems like all the time in the world. Then one day, you hear the ride start up again, and you smile to yourself because you know you're not on it this time. Until fate intervenes, and somehow, against all odds, you're dragged back onto that horrendous car. Your insides heave, your heart thumps, and you pray you will get off unscathed. You know people are trying to stop the ride for you. You sit there and you pray. You hope, you trust. You go for one final whirlwind journey, and then the ride abruptly stops. The moment we found out that Derby was closing, our hearts and spirits were broken. We held each other, we got angry, we felt sorry for ourselves, and we cried. We shared our emotions together, our memories, our fears. We listened to one another and we offered support. Most of all, we grieved. Then we remembered that it just wasn't about us. So we stood up, closed down the pity party, collectively put on our big teacher pants, knowing we had so much to do and so very little time to do it. Time has the inherent ability to deceive us. We always believe that we have so much time to get things done, but the truth is that although time may move slowly, it passes quickly. We wanted to make the best use of our final days together as a school. We didn't want to miss any opportunities. As a staff, the hardest thing we have struggled with is how to put into words, what Derby School is. Unless you come here, enter here, be here, unless you feel it, you won't believe it, and you would definitely never be able to understand it. So many people, supply staff, community members, parents, grandparents, they all sense it and see it. They feel it when they enter through our doors. We have heard hundreds of comments over the years about how being at Derby is a wonderful experience, that our children are amazing, and at the moment they pass through the doors, they feel welcome. So simply put, it's our home away from home. It's that place you feel loved, safe, understood, and accepted. In the words of one of my kindergarten children this year, Derby is a family. She's right. We are a family, and this is our home. It's the place where everyone cares for one another. You see it every day, every second of every day. Staff strive to make each child feel important, cared for, and most of all, loved. Everyone takes responsibility for the raising of our students. Things aren't just left up to the teacher of a particular class. The kids know, they sense that we are a team, a family. Each morning as they all enter together through the front door, several staff members greet the students. You hear comments like, "Hey, how was your game last night?" Or, "Did you enjoy your trip to Great Wolf Lodge on the weekend?" Faces glow with smiles and small children rush forward with hugs, clutching tiny bouquets of flowers. Its toothless grins are met at the door with excitement as children bubble over with stories to share, and everyone listens. Physical walls may divide the rooms, but there are no walls that split everyone up. Juniors and intermediates interact with primary children, tying shoes, helping with coats, and listening, really hearing them. They aren't too cool to kneel down and wish them a happy birthday, or look at their toys, or listen to their endless tales. Conversations abound between staff and students. Derby is where students come in and chat with you, where they feel comfortable talking to you. It's where Mitch and Jesse walk into my room and apologize for interrupting, but could they please borrow my finger pointer? It's where Grace and Summer are so thankful for the help they got on their ceiling tile after missing a letter. It's where Aaron and several other students immediately jump up when there's a malfunction with the sound system during a concert. It's where Chris, Jay, Maddie, Mitch, and Regan give up their recess to pack mail bags into backpacks for the kindergarten children. It's where kids cheer on their peers, where they congratulate one another, where they show support when someone is down, where they're proud of each other. It's where students haul in boxes of chicken on fundraising days, and when you are struggling to get boxes out to your own car, Landon rushes up and says, "Can I help you?" It's when you find out your sister has cancer, and you shave your head in support of her, and one of your grade 1 students shaves her head. Sydney McDonald did that for me, so I did not have to be bald alone. It's when your foot becomes entangled in the string of a basketball bag and you nearly fall, and you look up, slightly embarrassed at your less than graceful stumble, only to see the genuine look of concern on Wesley's face, and you hear his words asking if you are all right. Are we perfect? No. Is any family? We have never claimed perfection. We have our problems, our issues. We have dealt with many difficult situations. But we are a family. We stick together, we make mistakes, we argue. But above all, we are here for each other. All of us, staff and students together, our Derby family. An anonymous author wrote, and I quote, "Home is the one place in all this world where hearts are sure of each other." That epitomizes the essence of Derby. Mrs. Cunningham shared some of her thoughts about why Derby is her home away from home. My last 4 years as the office manager have been blessed. I feel so privileged to be here as a support staff to this wonderful teaching environment. Why is this place like home? Simple. The first time I walked into Derby, my very first day of work, I felt like I was at home. My real home is on a farm, and Derby is surrounded by farms. I have a list I call things I only hear at Derby. Things like, Hannah will be late today because she's helping her dad pick stones. Andrew will be away tomorrow because we are unloading hay. My child will be late today because we are having a new foal born. I need to pick up Grace early because she is getting piglets for her summer project. I was late because we got some new heifers and one got out. Or Buttercup had her calf today. These things I will only ever hear at Derby. These things I will sadly miss. Derby was built back in 1958. That was 58 years ago. But when you total up the number of years that even half of the existing staff have been here, it adds up to over 150 years of love, dedication, and time. Time spent with children, with building a future, with guiding, modeling, listening, teaching, and loving. Its roots run deep, and generations of families have attended this school. Some of us even brought our own children here to be educated, to have them experience the magic of this place. So many staff members and students have walked down our halls, have played on this incredible green space, have laughed and learned here. Every child or staff member that has passed through our door has been welcomed and our hearts open to them. But when we lose one of them, whether through illness or tragedy, it takes a little piece of our hearts. We look back and we remember those we have lost. Kenny Webb, Angela Cook, Doug Reed, Pat Farrow, Nolan Mole, Jordan Morrison, Murray Ritchie, Randy Hall, Marcia Mundell, Darkey McDonnell, and countless others. They are and always will be a part of the fabric of our school and will forever have a place in the Derby legacy. Tonight, as you meander the halls of the school, you may be overcome with nostalgia. A plethora of memories may come flooding back. Time falls away, and you will remember those special moments at Derby. Hold them close, treasure them. Our last few weeks have centered on that theme, to make memories for each and every child and staff member here, to claim our home as our own, to leave our mark and be able to walk away with no regrets, to enjoy every final moment we have together. Every day since the decision was made on April 29th, a quote has appeared somewhere on the walls of Derby. In a way, they are my therapy, a way to deal with my personal sense of loss, the uncertainty I feel. But in the bigger scheme of things, they are the messages that we want to share with our students. More than anything, we want to instill in our children morals and values that will enable them to move forward in a positive way, today, tomorrow, always. Our goal has been forever to equip them with the tools that will help them make good choices, and above all, to be everything they can be. To look forward with excitement, not back with regret. To see the next step as a journey to be enjoyed, and to treasure the memories we have of Derby. To take with them, wherever their paths in life may lead them, a little piece of our country school. Soon enough, the sounds of laughter will disappear from the schoolyard. The bells will stop. Swings will be still. The halls and classrooms will empty. A deafening silence will fall over our home. But our legacy will live on. Our words, paintings, and handprints will forever be a part of this structure. In the words of Oliver Wendell Holmes, where we love is home, home that our feet may leave, but not our hearts. We may physically leave this building, but our Derby home will forever be with us. The words painted on the wall as you enter the front door are, always stay humble and kind. They are borrowed from a Tim McGraw song. The message in this song is one that we want to pass on to our students. We have never said Derby is the best, that we far outshine any other place. We know it is. We don't need to brag about it. We don't need the accolades. We have always just been humble about our wonderful home. So tonight, this song is our way of passing on to you all the things that we want you to have, to give you a collection of thoughts to carry always. Listen to the words. Take them with you. Reflect on them. Live by them. Look back on your time here with fondness. Never forget your roots. Be all you can be. Look for sunshine every day. And most of all, know that each and every one of you will always live in our hearts. And together, we will, forever and always, be Derby Dolphins.